Hello, this is Switchgrass 101. Switchgrass is a native species to the Americas. It can grow quickly and easily and is spreading to more regions and into more seasons. On average, greater than 7 tons of biomass can be produced a year. Switchgrass had its first growth in popularity back in 2006 with George Bush's State of the Union speech. With BP's current estimate of oil reserves only at 52 years left, we need a new source of energy. Switchgrass is a renewable source of energy that is tolerant to flooding, droughts, and poor soil conditions. There is 540% more energy from switchgrass ethanol compared to corn ethanol.
Some of the engineering issues include the high cost of production of cellulase, the enzymes used to break down cellulose, recalcitrance of lignin content, which produce high pretreatment costs. These costs alone make up cellulosic ethanol production 3 times greater than corn grain ethanol. A few solutions include naturally producing enzymes to lower the production costs. Genetically engineering switchgrass also means reducing lignin content, which creates less expensive pretreatment processes.
To support our claims on switchgrass genetic engineering, we looked at an experiment in which switchgrass seedlings were paired with preferred substrates. The promising trials were then outcrossed with wild seedlings again. As you can see, the results show reduced lignin content with the genetic engineered switchgrass, increased saccharification efficiency, and fermentation without pretreatment produced more ethanol per gram of biomass. The greatest hurdle of switchgrass genetic engineering seemed to be the recalcitrance of the lignin content of the biomass and its inability to increase its saccharification efficiency. The transgenic switchgrass produced the greatest fermentation yields regardless, while also showing increased digestibility in animals, usable forage for the ecosystem, and increased ethanol per gram of biomass, which leads to efficient use of land.
Overall, switchgrass ethanol is more expensive than corn ethanol or gasoline. A switchgrass ethanol plant is twice as expensive to run as a corn ethanol plant. To be competitive with gasoline, oil prices would need to be consistently more than $110 per barrel. Today in 2015, oil prices are around $40 per barrel. Price also depends on the market value of switchgrass, which depends on yields and competing feedstocks. If there is a bad yield, then the fuel will be too expensive. Refineries also need a steady feedstock, which can be a problem since the grass is harvested once or twice a year. Farmers already know how to grow grass crops and have the necessary equipment. Switchgrass can grow in poor quality soil that is unfit for food crops. It does not have to compete for land and helps settle the food versus fuel debate that is brought up with corn ethanol. Finally, switchgrass can be produced and processed in the U.S., which decreases our dependence on oil imports. Switchgrass stores carbon in its roots and not the grass, which reduces the emissions of the fuel. It is a perennial which saves emissions because tractors and other farm equipment don't need to be used as often. Because less energy is required for the production of switchgrass, cellulosic ethanol produces more net energy than corn ethanol.